Well, hello, this is Mr. Steenstra. This is a video I'm making for my technology class at Calvin Christian School. To my students, you've created personal websites, and I think you've done a very good job with that. However, there are some areas that could be cleaned up, and what I'm going to show you in this screencast is how to clean up your personal website, and I'll use mine as an example, and I'll be showing you how to just improve the formatting and just make your site look better. Okay, so let me get into it here. You can see here's the assignment page of our website, and the notes that I'm following you can actually open by clicking here on our assignments page. So let's wait for that to open. This is what I'm going to be going through. Now I'm not going to leave this displayed during the video, but you can open it and you can use it not only when you're watching the video, but also when you're taking the Edmodo quiz on this screencast. Okay, now the first thing I want to do is open my personal website, and of course for you guys, you're going to be opening your own personal website. So let me do that here. You can see it already looks different. That's because I've used it to prepare for this screencast. And so the first thing I'm going to do actually is revert it back to what it used to be. And that's an important thing for you guys to know about. When I go to more here, I can go to revision history, and it shows all the different versions of my website. So this isn't just something excuse me, that's in Google Sites. This is in all of the Google documents. So like if you make a mistake and you end up modifying a document and you're like, boy, I really need to get back to the version that I had previously, maybe from a few days earlier, you can always go in here and revert to an older version. So I'm going to do that with my personal website just by clicking here on this button. Now be careful with it, because this will undo all the changes that you've made. So you don't want to do this unless you're sure you really want to revert. Okay, so now reverting, and now I'm back to an older version of my website. Okay, revision 2. Hold on a second. Well, I actually paused there because I noticed there's some things in my navigation bar here that didn't revert to the older version. So even though it did revert the changes I made to my page, the ones that I made to my entire website did not revert. So that's an interesting thing I didn't realize until now. What you'll notice here is I purposely have a couple mistakes on my navigation. Instead of calling this site just fun, or this page of my website fun, I called it funny stuff, and I'm going to want to change that back, because I want you to all have the names here. It should be home, about me, should be tech tutorials, and you should have fun. And those are the names. So I want to change the name of this page, and I'm going to show you how to do that in a second. Okay, so I'm going to click on it to open the page. I'm going to edit the page, and you can see how easy this is. I'm just going to backspace until I have the word fun. This is the title of my page, so whatever is here is going to show up over here on the navigation bar. And now I'll save it, and you can see it turned into fun. Now the problem is that it's still at the second level. That's what this means. So this little triangle here, when I click on it, it shows the pages under the About Me page. So that means the Fun page is at the second level, whereas About Me is at the top level. Okay, what I want to do is move Fun so it's also at the top level, and that's how your sites should be as well. So some of you had that as a mistake, and I'm going to show you here how to fix that in case you need to. So I'm going to go in here, and I'm going to go to Manage Site, Okay, and now I'm going to click on Pages. You can see here on Manage Site there's all kinds of different things you can change. But under Pages, we can see the pages I have, and you can see the fun pages here under About Me. So now if I just take it, I'm going to click on Fun, I'm going to drag it and move it to Mark Steenster's website, and now you can see it moved it, and now these are all at the top level, all these pages. And when I go back to my site, now you can see it's sitting here at the top level. It's no longer under the About Me page. It's at the same level. Okay, now that kind of begs a question here. This thing here is called the sidebar. Okay, and I want to teach you how to edit this. Actually, I have a few things in here that you don't have, and I'm going to show. I'll take those out and then I'll put those back in again so you understand how to do that. So here, again, I'm going to go into More, and I'm going to say this time, instead of Manage Site, I'm going to Edit Site Layout. And you can see there's a bunch of different things that I can edit, and right here, one of them is the sidebar. Okay, so what I'm going to do a second is I'm going to pull these items out, and I'm going to show you later how to put these back in. Okay, so just by clicking the X, I can delete items in my sidebar. Okay, what I want you to do, well, first of all, I want the order of these to be different, because I want the order to be Home, About Me, and then Tech Tutorials, and then Fun. And it's putting it in this order automatically, and now I want to change that. So you can see when I'm pointing to it, it says Edit Sidebar Item. I just need to click on this, and it gives me the ability to edit it. And what I want you to do is uncheck this Automatically Organize My Navigation. Okay? And I already put these in, so you won't actually see this. Let me just delete a couple of these because I want to show you. Your page will look like this when you open it. And what you're going to have to do is add pages. So now you explicitly go in and say, well, I want to have my home page on this navigation bar. I want to have my About Me page. I want to have my Fun page. And I want to have my Tech Tutorials page. And now they're not in the order that I wanted. So here, these little buttons here allow you to change the order. And actually, these let you change the level. I could have fixed the level in the screen as well, versus the other way I did it. So that's just another way to change the level. Let me just show you. Like here, Tech Tutorials, if I indent, now it's under the About Me, but I don't want it to be. So I'm going to put the level back. Okay, and now what you'll see is once I save this, the order of these in the navigation bar will be different. It's going to be in this order: Home, About Me, Tech Tutorials, and then Fun. All right. And there you go. Now I have a different order. Now I'm still editing, and what I want to do is I want to add something to the sidebar. So I'm going to hit the plus button here. And there's a bunch of different things we can add. Now navigation is what I already have in there. Okay? So I'm not going to re-add that. You could put some text in there. I'm not going to ask you to do that this time. The two things I want you to add are the countdown. Okay, so I'm going to click Add. And now I can click on it to edit the countdown, and I'm going to call it Christmas. Now you can put any countdown in. Okay, so whatever thing you want to count down to, as long as it makes sense and is appropriate, you can put it in there. Okay, I'm just choosing Christmas, and of course I got to choose the date for Christmas. And actually I'm going to put in an exclamation point, and I'll show you why. Christmas, because when I say OK, what it does is it lists the event. I type in Christmas, days until Christmas, exclamation point. And I think that looks better. So it's going to automatically do a countdown. Okay, one other thing I want you to add here is the page owner. Or I'm sorry, not the page owner, the site owner. And it actually says site owners, but there's just going to be one. It should be you. So I'm going to just say add. And now down here I got site owners. And I could shuffle these around just by dragging the order of these around, but I like the order they're in. Okay, so that's one thing I want you to do to your website. Now while I'm here, there's another thing. There's a footer. And you can actually see there's a footer here that I entered. And if let me just take that out and I'll show you how you put that in. Okay, so I just undid my footer. Okay, so but here, custom footer, you click to edit custom footer. And what I want you to put in is a copyright. And we'll talk about copyright later. But really, any material that you create is automatically you own the rights to that. So it's fair for us to put in a copyright. The thing is, you need to get in that copyright symbol, the little circle with a C in it. And the way you do that is it goes back to that Alt key, the special characters you can enter using the Alt key. Remember that presentation that I did based on what Karina showed us in class? So I'm going to hold down the Alt key and I type in, while I'm holding down Alt, 0169 and I let go. And now we get the copyright symbol, and I'm going to do 2013. If you didn't quite follow that, you can see that in the notes. Okay, and then I'm going to do Mark Steenstra. Okay, now if you look on other websites, you'll see this is very common for them to have a copyright with a date, and then who owns the copyright, often the name of the company. In this case, it's me. Okay, now what I want, and this is another thing that I'm going to be showing you through all these different changes, these kind of enhancements we're making, is I want to change the alignment so this is centered at the bottom of the page. So I'm going to highlight it, I'm going to say Align Center. I'm going to say OK. And now you see it looks, I think, pretty professional. Copyright 2013 Mark Steenstra down at the bottom. Okay, so that's how you put a footer in there. And now I'm going to just say Close. So all those changes that I just made are all applied to my site. Okay, now the next thing I want to show you is how to change the order of some of the things in the position of some of the things on your pages in your website. So let me go to the About Me page. Okay, what I would like for all of you is to have the elements on your About Me page be in this order. Okay, so first your picture, and then the caption, and then a space, and then your About Me, actually your About Me video I want to be next. So right now mine is down here. Okay, so if I want to change the position of my video, this is how it's done. And I'm sure some of you are going to have to change the position of some of these things. So I'm going to click Edit Page. And here is my video. I'm going to click on it, on this gadget. Now it's selected, and to move it, I actually can just drag it to where I want it to go. So let me drag. Okay, and now what you see there, just to the left of where my cursor, where the pointer is a little cursor, a little line, and that's where it's moving it to. Now I'm holding on my left mouse button right now because I'm dragging, and I'm going to let go. And now you see the YouTube video has moved in front of the Google presentation, and that's what I wanted. Okay, now what I also want you to do is in between this video and your presentation, I want you to have a space there. So see how you can see this line, this big vertical line is blinking, that's the cursor. That's where my edits are taking place. So if I put Enter in right now on the keyboard, it moved and created a blank line right here. So now I have a space between my video and my Google presentation. Okay? So what I want you to do, I want you to do the same thing. I don't want you to put two spaces, just one space, one here and one here. So this page just looks better. I want the video first because I think it's more important than the presentation. So now I'll save. And now you can see what those changes look like. Now while you're at it, you might have to check the size of your video and make sure that you have it at the right size if you know that that was incorrect before. Okay, so I'm going to pause here a second, and this is part one, and I'm going to go ahead and make part two of this screencast in a second. Okay, well, I'm back again for part 2 here. And I'm going to finish up with just some different ways to show you how to control the placement of objects on your pages. So what I just showed you, right, is on the About Me page, I controlled the placement of these objects. Make sure your site is the same with your picture, a caption, space, your video, a space, and your presentation. Okay? But we can do some more advanced things than that. So let me go ahead and show you on my home page how you can edit this page and make it look more interesting. Okay, so I'll click Edit Page. And you might have noticed before on this Layout tab that there's different layouts you can choose for your web pages. Okay, for you, on this particular page, I want you to do the 2-column. Notice it's not 2-column simple, but it's 2-column. So let me click that. And the reason it's different, the way it's different than the simple is it actually has a space here up above, which spans the whole width of the page, and also at the bottom. Okay, so what I'd like you to do to change your page is, let's take this welcome here, and I'm going to cut that, and I'm going to paste it, I'm going to put it up here. Okay, so it's going in this first little section. Now the nice thing about this is I can go ahead and center this at the top of my page. Okay, so I'm going to hit the center align. And I would also, so I want you to do this too. Welcome to Your Name's website. Okay, put that at the top of your page. Actually, it might look better with that capitalized. Okay, and I want it centered. And I want you to increase the font size. So over here is where I choose the font size. I'm going to go 18. Of course, you have to have it highlighted before you change the font size so it knows what to change. It's already bolded. I want yours bolded, and we can even change the text color. Okay, so let me just go ahead. Oops, let me go back here, text color, and let's choose this deep blue color. All right. And so now you can see how that's going to appear on the page. I also want you to add another photo. All right. So I have one queued up already. And insert image. You know, you're going to have to make sure you have a photo to add. And I will just say OK. And let's make that large. I think is a good size. Okay, and here it's kind of interesting here too. You can center align this picture, and it center aligns it within this frame here in this layout. As long as I'm centering that one, I think I can also center this one. Okay, so, and I would like you to have captions beneath each of your pictures. Now notice my cursor is over here. Notice I have 2 blank lines down here. I'm going to backspace to get rid of one of the blank lines, and I'm going to add a caption. This is me. Okay, but I want this to be centered within the cell, just like the picture is. So I can hit center align, and it's going to do that. And then just to make it stand out, I'm going to change the color. The default color is that gray. I'm going to make it black and bold. Okay? And then here I'm going to also put a caption here. I love to hike. This is me and my family. Oh boy, I'm going to work on my spelling. Yosemite National Park. And again, I'm going to change this. I'm highlighting it so I can make it bold and change the color to black. Yeah, I don't actually have to have it highlighted to center align it, but I'm going to center align it there. Okay, so now I have my picture centered and the caption centered under the pictures. And I want you to put something here, and I'll leave it up to you what you write here or in this bottom frame, but I'm just going to say, I hope you enjoy my website. Okay, and now I save it. And now you can see how I have a whole different look to my page, a little bit more professional and well organized. This will change, by the way, as your browser size changes. See how when I made my Chrome window smaller, these pictures are closer together. Okay? See how that changes? And then when I go to full screen, it widens it out because it's taking advantage of the size and automatically scaling according to the size of the browser window. Okay, now the last one I want to show you then is on your tech tutorials page. So another way you can control the placement of these objects is using a table. And I see I still have a table in here. So I'm going to pause and take it out and then put it back in. But this is ultimately what I want yours to look like. Okay, well, your tech tutorials page probably looks something like this, with the first video you created on, email hyperlink assignment, and then your first cut at the TT&T video, and maybe even you put your next TT&T video in there already. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to organize this page. Okay, and in this case, we're going to insert a table and use a table to organize our objects. Okay, so I just added a few blank lines at the beginning. Here you see my cursor right there. And what I'm going to do is go to the table menu, insert table. Okay, and this is a little bit like the layout. Like you can put in a table with a certain square, so the page is kind of organized into these cells that you can use to put objects in. Now in this case, I'm going to just make a 1 by 4 table. Okay, and it doesn't look like much yet, but watch. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little heading in this first one that says technology tips and trivia videos. Okay, now if I wanted to actually expand this and make it wider, I can drag it out. But what I'm actually going to show you is I'm going to take a video and I'm going to drag it into one of these cells. Now this is my technology tips and trivia video. So I'm going to take that and I'm going to put that actually in the second cell right here. And now you see how my table automatically widened out. Okay? And what I want to do here is I want to change the size of this so it's centered and bolded. So let me bold it. I'm going to make it 18 point. And now I want you to do the same thing. I'm going to center it. And again, I'm going to change the color of the text. So just to match what I did before, I'm going to use this dark blue. Okay, and then actually I can change the size of the cell just by grabbing the handle there. I left this one open because this is the place you're going to put your updated, your improved TT&T video. So I'm going to put a little heading here. Here's my improved TT&T video. Oh boy, more spelling errors. And what you'll do is you'll actually put the video here. In my case, I don't have an improved one, so I'm going to just say coming soon. Okay, but you'd actually put the video there. I'm going to center align that. And this, since I want this to stand out, I want you to bold and change it to a dark text. Actually, you don't need to use black, but I just want it to stand out as a heading. Now here, this is my original TT&T video, so I'm going to say that. Here's my original TT&T video. Okay, and again, I'm going to change it and bold it and make it stand out. Okay, and then down here in the next cell, oh, actually the next cell I didn't move this video into it yet, so let me do that. I'm going to drag it and put it into the cell of the table. And notice I have a little space here. And this is the very first screencast you did. So this is my first screencast that I made for class. Okay. Now it's not quite formatted the way I want, but I'm going to save it so we can just take a look and see what it looks like on a page. What I don't like is, and I forgot to darken this, but I don't like it that it's all scrunched together. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to darken that one heading, and I'm going to add some spaces. So I'm going to go here. I'm going to just add a space to put a little separation between my video and that heading. I'm going to do the same thing here, and I'm going to highlight this guy and bold and blacken it. And now I think you'll agree it looks just a little bit nicer with a little bit of spacing in there. Okay, and it will look even better after I put an improved TTNT video. So on your website, you should have your improved TTNT video at the top, and then along with the heading, and then a space and another heading with your original TTNT video, and then a space and a heading, and your hyperlink into an email assignment, the first screencast that you did. All right, so those are different ways of formatting your pages. And just to wrap it up, I want you to just do one quick look through your entire site and just go through and look at all the pages and make sure they look good. Even your fun page, make sure that looks good. And I don't have anything yet, and you don't have to have anything on it, but if you do have things there, make sure they look good. Okay, and if they don't, one thing that you could actually look into is here under More. You can go back to Manage Site, and we can look at over here, Themes, Colors, and Fonts. And this is all the default settings for your website, as far as the fonts that are used and the colors of the text and all of that stuff. Now, I used the Ski theme when I originally did my website. You might actually experiment with changing your theme to make it look better. Like if I change to Ember, it's going to give me a little preview of what my site will look like. And maybe I like this look better. So, and if I do, then I can hit Save. And it says your changes have been saved. So I'm going to go back to my site. And now I have a different theme, different background, and my whole site looks a little bit different. And I kind of like this better, so I'm going to leave this one. So feel free to go ahead and play with that to make your site look better. After you change it, make sure you check all your pages, though, to make sure they all look good. Okay, and just the last thing is if you don't have anything on your fun page, this is a good time to go in and experiment too. And just hit Edit Page and look at Insert and just look at all the different things that you can do here. Experiment with that, look at the formats, look at the table, the layout, and just use this page to experiment with some of those things because there's a lot of things I haven't showed you yet. Okay? And that's it. So I look forward to seeing all of your improved personal websites. Thanks.